Well, Happy New Year! Oh my gosh, we are so excited to get this new year kicked off right here at Star School. Sheryl Morley here with Paul Kroto. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Happy New Year.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. So we are super excited about 2019. Now, we believe that in 2018, we developed a great road for every single one of us to be driving down. So all of us are on the same road, going the same way. But in 2019, we really, Paul, we want to put the pedal to the metal.
Yes.
It's time to go, go, go. Oh my gosh.
Let's start driving.
That's right. Start driving. Okay, so if you guys remember, back at convention, we launched the Star School Workbook. Now that was a lot of fun. And the thing I love most about it, I think, is that it really gave us exactly what we're going to do every day. We're going to be able to keep track of it, and we're going to review every single week. So those are just kind of some of the highlights. But let me just start with this. Star School consists of three things. We plan, we do, and we review. Okay? Three things. It's simple. Plan, do, review. So what we want to do is we start off in 2019, we need to plan. And within our plan, we do three things again. We need the results. So let's start with that. Where do you want to be at the end of 2019? This was such an unbelievable concept to me. You guys, I don't sit down and think for long periods of time during the day. In fact, I don't sit down and think at all because I'm busy. I'm doing stuff. I'm a doer, right? Not a thinker. I'm a doer. So this was really amazing to me to come to this. Like, Paul gave me this thing. He's like, this idea. Sheryl, you really need to think about where you want to be at the end of 2019. I'm like, it's January 1st. Why am I thinking about 1 year away? But it's super important because I can promise you that if we don't think about that now, write it down where we want to be in 2019. I can promise you, I know right where we're going to be, right where we are. We're not going anywhere. Or we're going to be off in some poppy field, right? So we need to stay on that yellow brick road. But in order to do that, we've got to know where we're going. So you guys, the result, where do you want to be at the end of 2019? That's the first part. The second part, to me, is the most important. Why do you want to get there? Why do you want to be there at the end of 2019? What's the reason? What's the purpose? What is your why? Why do you want to do this thing? And you guys, what I found is that most of the time, we want, probably 99.9% of the time, we want something better. So our result, we want that to be better. So why do you want it? There has to be a reason why you want to make yourself better and why you want to get there at the very end. So, and this was kind of hard for me to kind of think about and to kind of come to terms with. So Paul and I were talking and he said, Sheryl, it's as simple as this. Let's say that there was a school shooting, heaven forbid, at your kid's school. And they said, come right now to find out how your kids are doing. How motivated would I be? And I don't even know if motivated is the right word, but there's nothing that could keep me from that school. And as Paul and I were talking about this, I literally thought of 10 ways. And he said, well, what if there was construction? I don't care. Find another way. Well, what if there was this? What if the road was out? What if this happened? What if that happened? Nothing. There's not one thing on this earth. I mean, I would ride a cow through a field to get to my kid's school. That is how big my purpose would be. That's how big my why is, to get to this school to find out how my kids are. You guys, that's how I want you to think about this. To ride a cow through the field, that would take me a year. I could run so much faster. So maybe not a cow through the field, going back to my roots. But you guys, that's how big your why has to be. That's how big your purpose has to be to get you to where you want to be at the end of the year. So, and our third thing is the map. Now, you guys, we've got our result. We've got our purpose or our why. Does the map matter? I think about this a lot. I really do. Because, yes, the map is important. It really is. But I think we're so focused on the map that we forget about our purpose or our why. And if you have a purpose or a why, remember, did I have a map of how to get to my kid's school? Yeah, I did. Well, what if there's the dead end? What if there's a detour? What if there's this? What if there's that in that map? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna get there, right? So yes, the map is important. And you guys, we have a map. We have a map on page 18 of the workbook that came out at convention. So we can definitely look at page 18. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But I just want you to realize that yes, the map is important, and yes, it's there for each and every one of us. But you guys, if you don't have the purpose, if you don't have your why, and if your why is not big enough, then like I said, you're never going to get there. And I have to tell you one other story, because I love these stories about how important the purpose or your why is. So Paul was telling me that when he used to manage health clubs, then they would like run this special $99 for this new membership, a $99 New Year's Eve membership. So you'd get it, and then they'd stop the membership on January 10th. So you could only get it between like the 30th at the end of the year and the 10th of January. So people would, oh, okay, well, let me think about it, let me do it. But on the 9th, so the 10th is the last day, on the 9th at 8 o'clock at night, everyone and their dog and their cat and their chicken were calling into that health club to get that membership, because it's such a great idea. I know if I just get that membership and get in there, I'll be able to do it. So Paul decided he was going to track these things throughout the years, and he found that hardly nobody ever came into the gym. We know that, right? So he sells hundreds of gym memberships on the 9th, and there's a few more people in the gym. There are a few more people in the gym, but nothing compared to the amount of memberships that he had sold. So, but let me tell you, what he did have a lot of are brides, because those gals that are getting married in March, they've got a real big reason to fit themselves into that lovely wedding dress. So they have a big why. They've got a huge purpose. They're going to be in the gym. Okay, so let's talk about the map for a minute, and let me show you the map here. I got it right here in my little book. The map is on page 18 in the workbook. This is it. And there's 3 parts to the map. It's laid out lovely. You guys, I love this. It's so simple. So it's laid out. You've got self-improvement, you've got recruiting, and you've got coaching. Okay, 3 parts to this fantastic map. All of these things have to be done. We need to do them every day. And so I want you guys we're going to focus though today on number 1, self-improvement. And you guys, I really believe this. There's nobody better to talk about self-improvement as a whole than my business partner here, Mr. Paul Kroto. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Sheryl.
Hi.
Those are some great stories you told there. It's so powerful having your RPM set. So I know Sheryl and I worked very long and extensive on our RPMs for 2019, and we're so excited about this year, as Sheryl mentioned. But once you have the result that you want, the purpose, the whys, as Sheryl mentioned, of why you want to get there, you got to have a map. And as Sheryl mentioned, there's 3 parts to the map. Part number 1 is self-improvement. You've got to do self-improvement every single day. So we're going to become obsessed with self-improvement here at Longevity. And I got this great idea. So we were at GoPro together, Sheryl and I, and Tom Chenault was there, and Denise, and a whole bunch of people from Longevity were there. And it was a great, great event. And Eric said that the first hour of the event is going to be the most important hour of the whole thing. And I hear that all the time, but it truly was. I mean, I was just blown away by what Eric said in the first hour. Basically, what he said was leadership is everything. Okay, growing people is everything. You know, so when you look at network marketing as a whole, and we're in an auditorium, there's 10,000 people in this room, and they're from hundreds of different companies, network marketing companies. Now, when you look over the past 20 years in network marketing as a whole, products have come and gone. You know, I got involved, this is actually my 4th company that I've been with. You know, one of the companies I was with was called Zango. It was a super juice company. I remember when those super juices came out, everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and it's gonna be an amazing ride, and it was. Like, everyone was just crazy about this mangosteen juice, and it's a phenomenal product. However, you can't just ride on a fad, okay? And that's what those super juices were. They're a great add-on product, but they're not 90 for life. Okay, so we've seen products come and go. We've seen all kinds of different comp plans. And I'm never going to get into a comp plan fight with somebody from another company. Oh, my comp plan is better than your comp plan. You know what? Everyone pays out 50%. Every company wants to keep their distributors. They're not going to cheat their distributors and not pay them money. And they can't pay them too much money or the company's going to go bankrupt. And we've seen that time and time again. So what makes the difference between these companies? Why isn't Amway? And really, if you mention the word Amway to somebody, they run from you. Oh, I'm an Amway. See what happens. Let's try it out today. They will run as fast as they can. But why does Amway do $10 billion a year in sales? They have the worst products in all the companies. They have the worst compensation plan of all companies. But people stay there. Why? Because they base it on personal growth. And people, you talk to people in Amway, they will say, I am who I am today because of the personal growth that I received, being part of that Amway culture. So we need to learn that here at Longevity and look at the other companies to see what they're doing good, what they're doing wrong, and review that and then make adjustments. As Sheryl mentioned, it's a crazy story about a school shooting, but I had to think of an example that was so extreme for Sheryl to understand how, again, is the map important? Yes, but if she goes down a road and the road is blocked, do you just quit? No, you go around, so there has to be, this big, massive purpose in your life to get to where you want to get to. And, the whole focus now is mastering personal development, growing yourself so that you can help other people get to where they want to get to. Yeah, Sheryl.
Yeah, the thing I found so interesting about that, Paul, is that you came up with this idea, right? So to really kind of move me to realize why this purpose is so important. And the thing that I found so interesting about that is the minute that you said that, I automatically in my mind decided, like in a second, that there's nothing that would stop me. Nothing at all. Like not one single thing. I didn't care. And then I went through all these scenarios in my head of, oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? Oh my gosh, what if that? And I think we do that sometimes with our businesses, right? But the why or the purpose has to be so big that none of it matters. And the thing I thought was interesting is I decided right then at the very start, right when you told me that nothing, no matter what, would stop me.
Absolutely. So when you had that example in your head, you thought of the result that you wanted. So the R is, I got to get to the school. That's right. It. That's the only thing you were thinking. The next thing is the purpose. Well, why do I want to go there? And you talk about, well, my kids are the most important thing in my life. I got to get there. They need me. And there was just, is there anything more important at that moment than that? Absolutely not. So the purpose was so strong. So that to me, again, I agree with you that is, all three things are important, but that's the most important piece. And I think the piece a lot of people, especially the people that are here in Longevity, are missing. People that I'm coaching, I really go out of my way to spend a lot of time on the P, the purpose, the why, because if they don't get that part right, they'll never, ever hit the result that they want. They'll never make it to 5-star. People say all the time, I want to make it to 5-star. Well, why? And I had a strong enough why in my life. I refuse to live a 4-star lifestyle. It's just not who I am. So I wanted this bad, and I had a whole bunch of reasons. I had like 127 reasons I wrote out why I want to get to 5-star. And once I made up my mind, it was as if there was a fire someplace, or my kids were, at a school shooting or something where I had to get there. There was nothing going to hold me back. And I did draw up a map, and yes, I followed it. Did I run into dead ends? Absolutely. Did I run into these problems and that problem? Absolutely. But nothing stopped me. I got there by the exact date I said I was going to get there by.
Yep. And I find that fascinating. And the other thing that I think is so important is when we say that your purpose or your why is big enough, that means that when things come at you, like, oh my gosh, well, Game of Thrones is starting soon. I wonder. No, you don't wonder. It has nothing to do with that. It's like you're on a trajectory, and no matter what happens, all of these other things can be happening in your life, which they will happen, and we know that, but none of them are as important as you getting to where you want to be at the end of 2019, right?
Absolutely.
The volume, whatever it is.
Absolutely. that all being said, the map is still important. I'm telling you right now, and you know, for those of you that don't know me, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I've studied from the best of the best. I watch, I review. I'm a student of the industry. I am telling you, I am 1,000% positive with every cell in my body that you have to do 3 things every day to get to that school, to get to that result that you want to get to. If you do not do personal growth, you'll never make it. If you don't recruit, you will never make it. And if you don't help coach those people you recruit, you'll never make it. So you have to do those 3 things every day. When I mean every day, I mean every day. At New Year's, I was doing personal growth. I was recruiting and I was coaching people. It doesn't matter what day of the year it is. It is every day. You got to be obsessed with these 3 things. Once you become obsessed with these 3 things, you will experience massive success here at Longevity. So the thing that I learned most from GoPro in this last event was the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is personal growth. We got to focus on that first and foremost. And that's why Sheryl and I were like, well, how do we do this? How do we make personal growth the ultimate focus of Longevity? How do we bring all the Longevity leaders together on common ground and make this really our focal point of Longevity? Is 90 for life important? 1,000% it's important. Is the recruiting and the coaching and all those other things important? Absolutely. The products are important. The content's important. It's all important. But the most important thing is the personal growth. You've got to do the personal growth, because if you don't get better, we talked about the law of the lid. If you're a 5 or 6, that is as good as your team's going to be. It's a leadership law that we learned from John Maxwell. So we got to raise our lids. It's the most important thing we can do. So Sheryl and I started this club called the Grow Together Club. And Sheryl, I'm going to let you talk about this.
Oh my gosh, I love this whole idea. Paul, this is the best idea so far in 2019.
Yes.
But I love it. It's the Grow Together Club on Facebook. And you become a member, and there's 3 rules. And we're, you guys, this is pretty strict. We've got to be held accountable. We need to hold each other accountable. And I love this whole idea because it's just like Paul said, we can unite everybody in Longevity on this common ground, that every single one of us needs more personal growth. So the 3 rules, let's talk about the 3 rules real quick. So number 1, you have to do some sort of personal growth every single day. You have to do it, okay? Number 2, you have to post your +1 on Grow Together Club, on the Grow Together Club page every day. Now, what is your +1? Your +1 is whatever really sticks out to you. What pops? And oh my gosh, okay, so I'm doing my personal growth today, and there were 10 things. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, now I have to figure out which one I want to post for today, because you're going to post you're just one +1 on the Grow Together page every single day. So you have to make sure that you post that every day. And then number 3.
Well, I just want to comment on that. Add something to that, Sheryl.
Sure.
So this whole concept of +1. So I was trying to think of a word, of how to, is it your nugget? Is your takeaway? But I love this concept of +1, because every day they say you learn something new every day, which is true, but you have to be intentional about learning something good every day. And we're going to, getting back to number 1, we're going to teach you the best places to go for personal growth. I'm upset. Well, Linda's call every night is the number 1 place. We'll post that phone number. If you're not part of Linda's call every night, Linda's amazing, and she'll read to you every night. A great book. So Linda's awesome. That's the best source of personal development there is. But there's also this app on your phone. It's called Podcast. Whether you got an iPhone or an Android, you got a podcast app. But I think it's called Podcast on the iPhone and Stitcher on the other one. We're going to tell you the best podcasts to get involved in, to subscribe to. They're all free. Alex Tice has probably one of the best podcasts out there. I love listening to Alex's podcast, and it's 15 minutes long. I listen to it in my car. It's fantastic. He's got a wealth of knowledge, and we got it right here at Longevity. But I have 6 of them that we're going to post that we really recommend you subscribe to. And they're short. They're all 10, 15, 20 minutes long max, so they're really cool. And the YouTube is the unbelievable place for personal growth. So there's some channels you should subscribe to. We'll list those channels for you. You just type in Tony Robbins, and there's 17 billion videos, all of them fantastic. John Maxwell has got 8 billion videos.
I love TED Talks.
TED Talks are amazing. Brendan Bouchard, every video he makes, you should watch.
Yeah.
So there's some key people that, if Jim Rohn said it, you should do it. So there's just some things that, we'll suggest you watch, and it's all free. It's not like it's going to cost you anything, and so we're going to give you good sources. But the +1 is, if just think of it, it's January 3rd. If you do a +1 every single day of the year, +1, +1, +1, +1, +1, that doesn't equal 365. You will be so far ahead. You will be a completely different person. And it's not just this year, but doing this over the next 5 years together, you'll be a completely different person. A completely different person. We will be a multi-billion-dollar company within the next 5 years if we all just do this one thing.
Yep, I agree. I love it. And the rule number 3, which I think is probably the most important, is that you have to comment on other members' posts and encourage them on their journey, right? And I love this. I really do believe that this is super important, because we're all here to support each other, to help each other, to love each other, and to really and I love it that Paul says you'll be a completely different person. I love that. How cool is that? You can become the person that you want to be. That's what I listened to today. I listened to a little the book that I'm reading right now talks all about that you can become the person that you want to be. Think about that. What's the result you want? What person do you want to become? My gosh, it's so exciting. And it's so exciting and refreshing and renewing to me that you can actually do that. Each of us can do that, Paul. It's so exciting to me that we can do that by the Grow Together Club, and to support someone on their journey through that. I mean, absolutely fantastic. So Paul, tell us about, I don't know, finish up with that if you want or whatever,
Yeah.
but then tell us about this next Saturday.
Yeah. I got one closing comment on the personal growth thing. So as Sheryl mentioned, we're going to be really strict about this. We're not trying to be jerks or anything like that. It just, with hundreds, if not thousands of people joining this club, we want the post to be very structured. So today, I read from blank, or I listened to blank. And if you can post a link to a YouTube video or something that you were watching, or a podcast you were listening to, do that. So today I was reading from, listening to blank, blank, blank. And this is the +1 I got from that. Blah, blah, blah. That's it. It's super short. I know the club is just starting. We've seen some different kind of posts in there. They're all encouraging. So far, everything's good, but we're going to be super, super strict from this point forward, that your post has to look an exact way, or we're going to delete it. Okay, we got to police this thing. So it's got to be, even though you think what you posted is super positive or whatever you did, it's got to be, today I read, today I did this, or the call, today I was on the Daily Dose call, whatever it was, and this is the +1 I got from it. And then list what the one thing you learned from it was. Okay? So that is, hope that's crystal clear. And now we move on to the map's got 3 parts again. So we talked about personal development. Second part is recruiting. So, we're going to have a special class the next, so we're having a theme every single day of the week here at Star School. So Saturdays are going to be kind of like a training day. So this week's training class on Saturday is how to recruit using Facebook. Okay. And it's specifically, we're going to focus on customer acquisition. So that every company needs to have different systems inside of it. One system, there has to be a customer acquisition system. So we're going to walk you through that on exactly how to use social media, Facebook, Instagram, to get a customer acquisition program going, getting more customers in your business in 2019. So it's important to get CEOs and customers, but this particular call will be focused on getting more customers on your team. So I'm super excited about that. That is going to be at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So, we'll post the times on that, but it's going to be in the Star School group. That's going to be free to everyone. But on the 12th, That's not going to be free to everyone. That's going to be a special training for people in the health evaluation system community. It's going to be a very intensive. I took a couple-day course on social media and advertising, or building a network marketing business specifically on Facebook and Instagram. And so that was like a 2-day course, and I took another full-day course. So, and then another one actually. So I've got a lot under my belt. I've been testing things out, and I know exactly how to build an enormous business just online. I know a lot of people, they say, well, Paul, I have a tough time finding people. You know, there's like 1 billion people on Facebook alone. You know, so to say I have a problem finding people, is crazy to me. But it's how to do it properly and how to actually get people sign up on your team using social media. And this is, 2019. This is the future now. We're living in the future. So a lot of the things that worked 20 years ago for longevity don't work today. Okay, you got to be able to change and shift here. Okay, and social media is not going anywhere. It is the place to be. It's the best place to meet people. So we'll teach you exactly how to do that on Saturday. So do not miss our Star School class. Actually, we're going to be doing a Star School every day. We got a Wellness Wednesday we did yesterday. Today's Star School, the live version we're doing. Fridays is going to be Freebie Friday, and we're going to talk more about that. Saturday is going to be a training. Sunday is always our review day. Monday's Motivation Monday, and Tuesday is Tip and Trick Tuesday. So we're going to be giving you a business tip on how to, build your organization on Tuesdays. Wednesdays, I already mentioned Wellness Wednesday. So we got every day of the week, literally 7 days a week, we'll be coming at you with new material. We are going to jam-pack 2019. And our goal, Sheryl's goal and my goal, is to help you achieve your goal, your result that you want to achieve. So Sheryl, I'm going to turn it over to you to give a final comment.
All right, awesome. Well, you guys, I thought that was so much fun. You guys, this new year will be absolutely fantastic. And please do the things that we've asked you to do. Be on all of our things for Star School. Work with us. We will work with you. We're here to support you. And you guys, I really believe this is going to be the best year yet. So make sure that you are very clear on the result you want and your purpose and why. Thanks, you guys. We will talk to you soon. Hope you have a great week. And I think we're going to see you tomorrow, right, Paul?
Yep. We'll be back tomorrow for Freebie Friday.
All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.